If you're on AT&T and you're looking for an awesome Windows phone, you've got some choices to choose from. How's it going, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and two of those are in the house. One is the HTC Titan. It's available now for $199.99, and it's packing a 16 megapixel camera, a 4.7-inch display, and a 1.5 gigahertz CPU. Then you have the Nokia Lumia 900. Now this thing has been talked about and talked about. It's available in a couple of different colors, including cyan, and available for $100. You get a 1.4 gigahertz processor, a 4.3-inch AMOLED display, and an 8 megapixel camera. So do you go for the one with the bigger camera, but $100 more, or do you go with the one that's $100 and is making quite a splash in the industry right now? We'll find out in the dogfight between the Titan 2 and the Lumia 900. But first, some love from our boys at Best Buy Mobile for hooking us up with phones like this for use in our One Paw Bandit game. When you go into Best Buy Mobile to get either of these devices, you'll walk out working. They'll help you set up your email, your web, your camera settings, your phone settings. So when you walk out that door, all the customization is done, thanks to Best Buy Mobile. Let's take a look at this Titan 2 and its awesome camera, Lumia 900 and its awesome colors. Which one's the best? Find out starting right now. So you know what, regardless of which one of these Windows phones you go with, I think you're going to be happy, but obviously this is a dogfight and we got to choose one in the long term. Here's the HTC Titan 2, and this thing's available at AT&T now for $199.99. So this one's kind of more in that $200 typical for, smartphone tier, you know, that $200 to $300 range, where we're seeing a lot of the kind of high mid-range and high-end devices on all the carriers, on AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, and T-Mobile. Then you have the Nokia Lumia 900 over here, and the value proposition here is this is a packed Windows phone for $100. So this one's $99, this one's $199, and obviously Nokia is really trying to get back into the US smartphone market, and as such they've worked with AT&T to get the price down to $99.99. So color-wise, this one's available right now, and it's available just in the gray kind of gunmetal color here. This one's available in three colors: cyan, which is here, obviously black, and then a glossy white version which just came out on the 22nd, again all for $99.99. So to give you a rundown of the specs here, 1.5 gigahertz single core processor over here. It's got a 4.7-inch LCD display, a 16 megapixel camera. So the winner here is a 16 megapixel camera, and that's obviously something that this smartphone is going to tout as it goes along in the sales cycle. You've got your dual LED flashback here, a non-removable 1,730 milliamp hour battery, and this is going to cause it to turn off, but the SIM card slot is right back here. But again, the battery is not removable. 1,730 milliamp hours though, but it's packing 4G LTE capabilities as well, along with the Lumia 900. So both of these devices are 4G LTE devices, which is nice. And then you got your front-facing camera here as well, along with typical Windows Phone buttons. So it's got that HTC look and feel to it, but this one, you know, if you're looking for a metal device, this one's going to tickle your fancy. 4.7 inches, maybe a little bit too large for a lot of people, but you know, for a lot of people that are, you know, browsing the web or watching videos on a regular basis, this could be a good device and fit that kind of niche for them, where 5.3 inches may be too big and 4.3 may be too small. This may be the perfect fit for them. So it's a big display. It's a little bit on the large side, but still mostly easy to fit in the hand and still kind of pocketable, even though it has this little hump, the typical HTC hump down here at the bottom. Micro USB charging port on the left side, volume rocker over on the right side, camera shortcut button over here as well, and the camera kind of protrudes out on the back, though it does, it has a nice feel to it. That's one thing I really like. I think this is 6.3 ounces if I remember right, and this one is 5.6, but don't quote me on that. I'll have to double check when I do the editing of the video. But the Nokia Lumia 900, this is a beautiful device, and it's wrapped in a polycarbonate shell, and it does, when it's not, when there isn't a thing underneath it, it does stand up on its own. It's a beautiful device here, packing a killer 1.4 gigahertz single core processor, 4.3-inch AMOLED display here, an 8 megapixel camera with 720p HD video recording, along with this one that shoots video at 720p. Also 4G LTE capable, but it's packing a larger battery, a 1,830 milliamp hour battery here. So the conventional thinking is bigger battery plus smaller display equals longer battery life over here, although like I said, this one is packing an AMOLED display with Nokia's ClearBlack technology. So it's a beautiful design. It's packing your volume rocker over here on the right side, your power button just below the volume rocker, and a camera shortcut button. Then up top you have your 3.5mm headphone jack, your micro USB charging port, and then your SIM card slot, which you get a SIM removal tool in the box. And then down here you get your speaker as well. I've been carrying this device as my personal device as part of that Nokia Lumia 900 30-day challenge that you've probably seen on the site, and it's been a great device so far. And you know, definitely a win for Nokia all around, and a nice nice device to come back into the US in the high-end tier. So it's a really nice device. It fits well in the hand. 4.3 is that sweet spot for me. I think this is a nice balance for a lot of people as well. It's going to be nice to type and watch videos on, but not too big where you can't fit it in the pocket, perhaps like the Titan 2 or the Galaxy Note. But let's take a look. Both of these are running Windows Phone version 7.5, also known as Mango. And you can see here your notification bar up top with LTE, and actually I forgot to put the SIM card back in this. I was testing a device earlier and forgot to throw my my test SIM card back in because I took my personal one out. But you can see here, typical setup, and it's got that Metro UI with the tiles on the front. So just to do a quick walkthrough here, I know you've seen a lot of the Windows Phone videos most likely, but you do get some personalization touches on the outside of the display here. You can move the tiles around, you can shift them around the screen. The Titan 2 obviously comes with HTC hub built in. You can see here we can go to the hub and take a look. And this is kind of that Sense influence that we've seen from older versions of Windows Mobile and then of course Android, because Microsoft is pretty closed about the customizations they allow to the OS itself. So HTC is kind of, you know, they still have their hub here where you can get that Sense look and feel, but you know, there's no skin over Windows Phone itself. So you can see of course some icons and some stuff down through here. Out of the box on both of these devices, you can see I've removed a few of the applications, but you get AT&T Code Scanner, AT&T Navigator, Radio, Uverse Mobile, and then just to scroll down through here, you get My AT&T, you get on HTC side, you get Photo Enhancer, and then you get YP Mobile as well. And then you get Microsoft Office on both of these. Over here you get Code Scanner, Navigator, Radio, Uverse Mobile. You get some Nokia applications out of the box as well, app highlights, and then you can go to the Windows Marketplace and download some Nokia specific applications like Nokia Drive and Nokia Maps, or Nokia Drive, Nokia Maps, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Microsoft Office pre-installed here as well. And then you get some other goodies down here, typical stuff, YP Mobile. And fortunately, most of the AT&T stuff is available to uninstall. So we can uninstall YP Mobile, for example, and get rid of that. And we can uninstall all this AT&T stuff up here. So if you don't use Navigator, you can uninstall. Now, one of the biggest Achilles heels, in my opinion, for Windows Phone, you do get some turn-by-turn navigations in the Maps application, which comes pre-installed on both of these. But you know, it really lacks a good turn-by-turn navigation setup like Android. And to that end, Nokia has kind of realized that, and they've announced, or launched rather, Nokia Maps. You have Nokia Drive and Nokia Maps, and you can use that in lieu or in place of the Maps application that comes pre-installed on Windows Phone. So both of these are great applications. Actually, you know what? We'll dive right into these and take a look on the Lumia 900 and see what we can get here. So we'll bring this up right now. Looking for GPS. So obviously this is going to work a little bit better with a SIM card pre-installed in it. Like I said, I was using it for an earlier demo. So let's take a look at Nokia Drive here and Nokia Maps, just to give you a quick overview of these Nokia-specific applications that are obviously a selling point for the Lumia 900 and kind of go along with that $99.99 price point that AT&T and Nokia are pitching with this device. So we're looking for GPS right now. Going into Nokia Drive, and you can see some of the settings here. We can set a destination. We can go into 3D mode, take a look at the settings as well, and you can see that I'm uptown. And of course, we can focus in, or zoom in and zoom out of this rather, and bring this out a little bit and take a look at Nokia Drive. So let's say we're going to go in here and click on the navigation button. Actually, we're going to click on settings once this decides to do its thing. We're going to go into map colors. We'll set it as day. Manage maps, landmarks. We can go into 3D as well if we want to. And of course, we should be able to set a destination pretty easily. Let's go into manage maps. Actually, let's go back because I can't remember. Yeah, it's landmarks. Then you can go to 2D, and then we can take a look here at Nokia Maps. So you can take a look at that and zoom in and zoom out. Pinch to zoom in, pinch to zoom out, so you can see Charlotte here, and you can use this application in order to to help you do your turn-by-turn navigation. So this is a really nice touch. Of course, you can see apparently I'm going 25 miles per hour, which is not true, but you can, or no, I'm sorry, 0 miles per hour, and then 270 feet, and then of course I can go in here and set a destination, and we'll go to, I just want to make sure no personal stuff was in there, so we'll go to search, and we can take a look at Cielo Apartments was a complex I was taking a look at, for example, and then you can go to a couple of others. Let's go to another one like, let's think of another apartment complex in the area. How about Bexley? Let's see what we can find with Bexley. Bexley has quite a few. So we go to Bexley at Springs Farm, for example, and take a look and see 33 open field. We'll go here, and then we can get easy directions there and hit drive to and get turn-by-turn directions, and it says 9.4 miles away. So that's Nokia Drive. Then you have Nokia Maps as well, and this kind of works in lieu of the Maps application pre-installed on Windows Phone. So we can go in here to Nokia Maps and load this up and take a look. And again, applications that are exclusive to the Lumia 710 and the Lumia 900 in the United States of America. And of course, if you haven't unlocked 800, it works as well. So here's Nokia Maps, and you can see your settings. You can go to search. You can find cool places. You can bring up favorites and more. And then, of course, you can do the same navigational things in here. So that's obviously a benefit to the Lumia 900 that you don't get with the Titan 2, though you do get the typical Maps application pre-installed out of the box here. And you can go in here and take a look, and you can see this is showing me the satellite view, so you can see all these different places. Spirit Square, 8th Street, and more. We can go down through here. Tryon, go down South Tryon, see some of the Bank of America buildings, and more. So you do get this out of the gate. It's a pretty decent Maps application. I will say it still struggles in the turn-by-turn department. Let's take a look at messaging on both of these devices and load that up. And I have a test contact here with both, and you can see the way that they look. And of course I have two different customization settings on both of these devices. I have the white background here, and the black background on the Lumia 900. Now, because this is an AMOLED display, it's obviously discouraged to use brighter colors, so I don't do white on the Lumia 900. But you've got the same keyboard on both of these devices, but where the advantage is going to come in on the Titan 2, the bigger display over here. So if you're moving up from maybe a BlackBerry or a Droid Pro or something with a physical keyboard, and you're coming up to a touchscreen for the first time, the 4.7-inch display may be a little bit better for you over here. So we'll say the Quick Brown Fox is ready for the weekend over here, and then same thing over here. We'll say the Quick Brown Fox. Let's do Quick Meow Fox. Quick Brown Fox is ready for Friday. Quick Brown Fox is ready for Friday, and of course portrait to landscape transitions on both of these devices nice and fast. But you'll notice, and this is something I've pointed out on quite a few of the challenge videos with the Lumia 900, the keyboard doesn't stretch all the way out to maximize the full screen because you have your notifications bar here. Now that makes sense if the notification bar always displayed on the screen, but because it doesn't, you'd think it would stretch out and take advantage of that full 4.7 inches, but unfortunately it doesn't on either of these devices. So that's kind of a flaw, if you will, of Windows Phone. Another thing I've pointed out quite a few times is multitasking capabilities on both of these units. Now, take a look at this, for example. This is a pet peeve of mine with Windows Phone. Let's say we're typing something, we're saying, hey, meet you at, 7. And then you're like, oh, wait a second, maybe I have an appointment at 7. So you come out of here and you go into your calendar to take a look, and then by the time you go back, you'll notice that the message is gone. Now there is a kind of a basic multitasking option on both of these devices. You can press and hold the back button and easily scroll back through and get back to it. So you can see, in that case, it should be right there. And actually I don't know why it's not. Oh, there it is. Hey, meet you at 7. So you can see it's back there, and you can press and hold the back button and shuffle through the cards and take a look that way, or you can just hit back, 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 but it's not very intuitive to me as opposed to just hitting home and being able to save it and go right back and see it. So it does have multitasking, and there are some flaws to that as well. Obviously this is a platform that's still very much in its infancy. It isn't quite to par in terms of age with iOS and with Android and some of the features that come along with several different software versions. One thing I do love about Windows Phone, though, is the People Hub. So first of all, I want to show you the Me People, or the Me card that comes pre-installed. And you can see, of course, I have Windows Live and Twitter profiles. I can see a picture that I set for myself, my latest Twitter update. I can post a message, I can check in, and then I can go to the notifications and see all these people that have tweeted me. And then I can go back. For example, I've just selected one, and then I can see what's new as well. So I have a nice little place where I can go and check in, I can set chat status, or I can post a message immediately and say, hey there, and hit send, and it automatically updates it on Twitter for me via Windows Live. So I can see hey there, and you can see it just updated it via Twitter. Same thing over here. What I love, I'll show you the People Hub on this device. And you can see the different People Hub thing here. I can see what's new with Twitter. I can go through and see, if I scroll over to the next side, I can see my frequently called people and more. So I can see that quickly and easily, and that's a nice touch as well. The People Hub is awesome on this device, and or on Windows Phone rather, and they do a good job on both of these units. It's really just going to depend on which screen size you prefer, and then if you need that 16 megapixel camera, which we'll talk about in part 2.